Hi, everybody. It's Deanna with Highly Sensitive People. This is Deanna with toolsofenergyprotection.com, your energy shift expert, where I talk to you about the energies that are currently being presented to us on this planet and how they affect us. So welcome to 2018. This is my first live Facebook video for this month. And I wanted to talk to you about the supermoon. There is so much going on right now with that energy and what's happening. I've been receiving a lot of phone calls and texts, so I decided I'd come on and share it with all of you. So if you've never seen me before, or if you've joined me before, welcome back. Big hugs and kisses and Happy New Year. Okay, so what's going to be happening right now this month, January, is so super special and so super packed full of energy. And I would ask that right now, if you know somebody who's highly sensitive or wonder what the heck is going on, if you could share this video with them so they can jump on with us and ask questions, because I'm going to be giving some valuable information tonight and taking questions live in the feed. And you can just put your name in there and type in, and I'll be answering those just a little bit later. So what's happening? All right. We have what's called a super blue blood moon, or at least that's what I'm reading that it's called. What does that mean? That means that we have a full moon yesterday, today. Then at the end of the month, we also have another cycle of a full moon. So you've got one at the beginning of the month and one at the end of the month, the way that our current calendar system falls. And what happens is in a supermoon, that's the closest to the planet during its orbit that it comes to us. So it's going to appear bigger than normal. And then the second is a blue moon. That's the second full moon of the month. And that just means, again, it's at the last day of the month. And then we are also having a total lunar eclipse on the last full moon of the month. So that means everybody's going to line up, and we're going to see what's called a blood moon. And it's just going to be spectacular. It's going to be a lunar eclipse. Now, that's the science. And if you've been following me for a while, you know I hit the science and I hit the spirituality and all the things that I can to bring those ideas together. And so what does that mean to you right now? Well, if you haven't noticed, yesterday and today were the first couple days of a brand new year, also a full moon. Full moons notoriously will pull energy towards us or pull energy away from us because it's an electromagnetic frequency. So I'm going to take a moment to talk about what that looks like. So our planet, science tells us that we have a North Pole and we have a South Pole, kind of like this. Now watch the earthquake. Everybody's going to say what happened. Anyways, so you've got two poles, magnetic poles, and in between the magnetic poles are ley lines or magnetic lines. And they run every 3 feet this way and every 3 feet this way. That's the minor ones and the ones that affect us. So when you have a moon, that moon has a frequency and it pulls the magnetics on the planet in a particular direction. So here's the simple science. Your body is salt, water, and electric. And if you have a minute later, go look up on the internet and see how much of your body is made of water and how much that water is in your brain. It's a lot. So if you look at a full moon and you look at an ocean tide, if you're lucky enough to live near the ocean and you can see the tide come and go, you'll notice that that full moon energy will pull the tide differently than a regular moon. That's science. Our ocean is made of salt and water, a little bit of electric. So if our oceans are pulled by the moon, what makes you think you're left out of that? I know, very simple, right? But here's the deal. Our Earth, the way that it's set up, the creator source of all, God, Spirit, or Source, put on or in our little habitat, different planets, to rotate in different directions at different times to bring different frequencies right here to us. So if you will, it's a little bit like living in a fishbowl, although not so much. But we have a habitat that we live in an environment. And there's so many things that go into that environment that we don't think about every day because we're so busy doing this, just trying to make a living. But that's where we are. So if you talk about astrology, or if you talk about the sun and the planets and the moon, if you talk about frequency and harmonics, it's all the same thing. It just depends on where you're coming from to how you're going to see it. Perspective is a wonderful and amazing thing. So my job is to help you understand what's happening so you don't feel so freaked out. And if you know a little bit ahead of time what energies are coming, then you don't have to be behind the 8 ball. Because that's where I've lived most of my life, going, what's happening to me? And why is this going on? And the whole time it was right there in front of me. And so I'm going to help you this year in 2018. I'm going to come on and make little videos, live streams to help you know what's going on. And I will post times on this page. So if you're on my Facebook page, click like or click follow. And if you click follow, it'll show up in your feed when I'm on live. Or you can go to toolsofenergyprotection.com. That is my website. And click on contact, and there's all different ways to stay in touch, and you can join up for the email list if you want to do that. So let's get back to the matters at hand and why I'm on board and what's going on. So these frequencies are coming very rapidly. You were with me last year. We worked on our inner compass. We worked on what direction we were going, got ourselves lined up with what was happening. So by the time that this year came, we could be like on a slingshot and go pew right into the new year, taking off running. But in case you missed that, all right, we're going to catch you up. So yesterday and today, energies came on hard and furious, a bit like a tidal wave. So if you felt the last couple of days like, wow, it's a brand new year, I should be so excited, and you went into overwhelm, high levels of anxiety, anger, frustration, phobia, all kinds of things coming up, there's a reason for that. This is a flush time, not to be rude, but this is a flush time. This is a time where God's Spirit or Source is pushing that flush button, and that full moon is moving that stuff out and up in your face. And so if it's in your face, you want to look at it, okay? Usually I'm lovey and huggy, and I want everybody to feel that love, but tonight I'm going to kick your butt. Get on it. Find out what's going on in your life. Make a list. Look at what's right in your face, because that's the crap that's coming up, that's right out of your heart, that's energy in motion, that's going to shape your year this year. And if you're not on board with that and you don't get that taken care of, good luck for this year. Okay? I'm getting off my soapbox. I'm going to go back to my lovey self. Anyway, so in that vein, today is the last day of the full moon, and the moon's going to start going into a different orbit. And as it goes into that different orbit, you're going to have a chance for a breath, but it's going to be a mini breath. So I'd like for you to take pencil to paper, old school, okay? Pencil to paper or pen to paper, and I'd like for you to write out all the crap that's coming up in your life that you don't like, the things that you say, get away from me, I don't want you anymore, why are you here? And those are the things that are going on up here, and those are the things that are going on in here, okay? Those are the things you got to look at. Those are the things you got to pitch out, okay? Let me show you one more thing that I have. Hold on one quick second. I'll be right back. Okay, thanks for waiting. Okay, so this is a box. No great science here, right? However, in your life, you, when you came into this body, had stuff packed in here, okay? When your parents raised you, what you went through in your early childhood, your teens, your 20s, whatever, all of that stuff that you went through, all of those experiences that make you who you are today, got packed away in the box, okay? This is who you are now. And somewhere along the way, you put the lid on the top and you said, I'm not going to look at that anymore. Okay, I'm not going to look at it. And in the old days, that used to work. And you could go through your whole life not looking at it, and then boom, when your life was flashing before your eyes and you took your last breath, you could look at it really quick and you were done. That's not where we are in this space and time. That's why you're here. That's why you're right now. It's time to open your box, look at your poop, take it out, write it down, and start working through it, okay? Whether you want to work with me or whether you have a psychotherapist or a counselor or somebody who can help you, please get that help. It's so paramount, and here's why. You've got between now and the end of the month, when the next full moon comes, to take charge of your life, to actively take control of your life and get it together. Get a calendar. If you have a laptop, you could go on there and you can type calendar and print it out if you want to, in old school, and write on it. Or you can bring it up on your laptop and type things in it and print it out later. But you've got to take control of your life. Reverse engineer everything that you desire, and really big things right now to look at in your life. One of the biggest things I found on my energy shift group, I have a special group. We meet every Tuesday. It's an inner circle where we go deep and talk about these things. You can find it on toolsofenergyprotection.com and click on join, and you can join that, and I'll get an email saying that you've signed up, and then I'll send you the link. If you want to know what's going on every week and not be behind the 8 ball, I suggest just sign up. Anyway, okay. So again, sorry, I started getting that soapbox. Okay, so what's happening is that writing those things out, what you desire to get rid of, is going to help you to see them. And once you see them, then that pulls it from the subconscious mind to the conscious mind, which is also happening in active dreaming. If you would like, in the comments, you can post it or just energetically raise your hand. How many of you have been having dreams for the last 3 or 4 days that are really vivid? And people that don't normally remember dreams are waking up going, I kind of remember a dream and it was really crazy, you know. Or how many of you are waking up in the middle of the night and you're hearing somebody talk to you, or you feel like you've been somewhere, or you wake up exhausted like you're just running all the time? That is your subconscious mind being stimulated by the electromagnetic frequency of the moon to bring you into an understanding, to bring it up front, to get rid of it, so you can live a happy and joyous life. God tells us He wants us to live a happy, joyous, abundant life. And if you're not living a happy and abundant life, then my question to you is, what kind of poop have you got on your list that's right here that you're not looking at? Toss it, okay? And it might take some work. It might take digging through what your parents did. And then by no means am I saying, hey, point your fingers at your parents and say they screwed me up, that's why I am the way I am today. No, what I'm saying is take control of your life like a joystick on a video game, at least the old school ones, you know, like this. And take control of your life and decide what you're going to put in your life and what you're going to take out, what you're going to leave behind, and begin to get it done. And you've got between now and the last day of this month to make that list and really think about it. And yes, it might be painful. And yes, it might hurt. It's going to hurt more later if you don't look at it now. Okay, moving right along. There are components of things that are coming up that are very pervasive right now. And again, if you're just joining me and this is of some use to you, please, you know, text your friends or forward this to your friends. I don't know how on Facebook, apparently you can forward a live video and say, hey, jump on, or give it to them later. But what I'm saying is, when I asked God, I said, what areas are people going to notice most about their lives changing right now? And the biggest ones, besides the dreaming, is life purpose. That's huge right now. It's paramount that you find out what your life purpose is, because you came here for a reason. It wasn't just to work 9 to 5 and go like this and just be in your everyday situation. And it wasn't to look at what's happening on the world scene and be afraid because the politics are the way they are. If you're afraid, if you're not, I don't mean to offend you, but the politics right now are crazy. There is so much fear. And whether you like him or whether you don't, it doesn't really matter to me, but there's so many people that are saying, look at this guy that we have for president. He's a horrible man. He's doing horrible things. He's lining up horrible deals. Okay, he's the president right now. So why are we spending all of our energy bashing him instead of pushing yourself back and looking at the bigger picture? Because no matter how much you gripe or moan or complain, you can't change it. You just can't, but you can change yourself. And like I said, I don't mean to get political. Whether you like him or whether you don't, it's up to you. Okay? And I'm sure there's other leaders in other countries that have the similar things. Some people like them, some people don't. But what I'm saying to you is don't waste your energy anymore. Don't waste it. Yes, stay aware of what's going on. Be aware of what's happening in the world. You know, be aware of how to invest, how not to invest. But make your life purpose about you and about your relationship to the divine, to God, Spirit, or Source, because that's where it's at, bottom line. That's what will lift your heart up. That's what holds you through tough times. And that's what brings you great joy. Okay, next thing that came up was children. There's a lot of children that are really being affected by this energy. And notice a lot of children are more hyperactive and they're more anxious, and sometimes they don't know why. Step into their lives and provide them some structure and some safety and some security within their own little worlds, because I'm getting a lot of calls about that. There's also a big flu bug that's going around. Apparently kids are getting it because the energies are such that they're just experiencing it more. So be careful with children that age, and give them more love, give them more structure, and help them to understand what's going on in their world, because they're very confused right now, and they're anxious and they're upset. Now, this is not all 10, 12, and 13-year-olds, but a large population that are highly sensitive, very spiritually sensitive. The other thing that's coming up that's huge is anxiety. Huge amounts of anxiety, and let me tell you why. That's because we're being called to do a greater work. We're being called to be true to ourselves and to map out our lives and point ourselves in a higher direction. And when we do, and we map it out step by step by step by step, we hit that wall. I did last week. I was working with this lovely lady. She's a brand new assistant that I have. She's fabulous. She was helping me map out my year, and at the end of our time together, I started to get heart palpitations, and my stomach was turning inside out, and I'm like, why am I so afraid? I'm getting ready to offer a lot of things to many people. I'm so excited that everybody can get this information that they need right now. And it's just a matter of, like going to a regular job. You do certain things at certain times, and I just mortified. And the anxiety welled up inside of me so bad that I had to breathe and follow what I tell all of you so I could just walk through the rest of the day. And the reason for that is it requires change. Change is not my favorite C word. But if you don't change, then you're going to do the same thing over and over again. And that can create insanity because you're not going to see the new results that you desire. So please let this moon energy lift you up. Make a list of what's going on for you and then begin to work through it. Now, I did promise to talk to highly sensitive people. Highly sensitive people are those that feel or sense things that other people don't, or other people have tuned out. And so there's been a huge calling from my boss. And the boss has told me, you have to step up and start teaching what you know so other highly sensitive people can rise up and become the white blood cells of this planet, the white blood cells of this earth. What does that mean? Biology. If you cut yourself, the blood cells that are white within your body will all come to the surface to fight what? Disease and infections. And they'll help create a scab so that you can heal. Now, highly sensitive people aren't scabs. Highly sensitive people are the white blood cells of this planet. We are equipped differently. And being able to sense those energies is a beautiful gift if only you know how to use it. If you don't, it's a curse and you're like, get away from me, and you tend to isolate and all those kind of things. So this is my first time in January of 2018 to call you out. If you're a highly sensitive person, I'm calling on you. I'm calling you out to become the white blood cells of this planet and join me in helping to bring love and light to this world. It's your time now. Please Please don't be afraid. Please step out of your comfort zone and join me. Learn how to use your skills in a way that won't cause you to feel overwhelmed and anxiety, because the more anxiety lives in this planet, the more the fear rises in this planet, the more you're going to feel it unless you know how to shield yourself. And here's the way most highly sensitive people shield themselves. They go like this, okay? And all of you that are on live tonight, can you hold your hand like that for me? I know I can't see you, but can you do it? Good. Now, I'm going to ask a silly question. How long can you hold that? If I come back and check with you 3 hours from now, are you going to be like this still? Well, if you know how to flow the chi and do your breath just right, probably so. But for the rest of us, we're going to get a little tired and put it down. That's what highly sensitive people do. They say, shields up, you know, like this, to try to keep that energy that's coming to them out. The only thing they don't realize is they can't do it because that's not who they are. And they'll look at other people and go, how can you ignore that? How can you be so insensitive to that? And it's not about that. It's about you having the ability to absorb energy, to sense it. The only thing you don't know how is how to expel it. And that's the desired outcome. You're a beautiful instrument that God created to be on this planet to help live the love frequency. But if you don't know how to channel the love within yourself and push it out as a beautiful light for all to see, then what happens is you have these holes in your energy, and then you absorb all of other people's poop, and then you process it, and you have fear, anxiety, phobia, depression. Not saying that there's not medical reasons for those things as well. That's what happens to us. And then we go home and we isolate. And during the holidays, we really don't want to be with family and friends. We might go for just a little bit, and then we come home and we shut the door, and then we feel alone and isolated. Now, what kind of a life is that? That's the life you've been living, and I'm calling you right now to join me. Okay? To join me, to step up. Now, you can go to toolsofenergyprotection.com. And on that website, it will say, work with me. And if you hover over it, it'll come up, Spiritual Level 1 class. Feel free to read it. There's 6 modules, and you can read it. And if you say, that's for me, then sign up, and we'll get started right away on how to work on that and keeping yourself shielded. I have one beautiful person who has commented, you're describing my last 2 weeks perfectly. I needed this tonight. You're so welcome. I'm so glad to be of service. And I'm going to do just a little reveal tonight. I usually don't. I have my own, persona that I'd like to project, but tonight I'm being led, almost in tears, to tell you this. When I was looking at 2018 and looking at what I was going to be doing in 2018. Up until now, for those of you who have known me for a long time, you know that I've been traveling the road between Cheyenne, Wyoming, and Colorado Springs for like almost 5 years in a row, working 3 to 4 weekends every single month to meet as many people as possible. And that ended for me a couple of years ago. Now I usually do about 2 on-the-road events a year. And I stay closer to home with my family because that was really a lot of wear and tear on me to get out and meet those many people. But during that time, I did learn how to shield myself in great big crowds in ways that didn't wear me out. But when praying about it, and I was talking to God, Spirit, or Source, I also call the boss. And I asked the boss, how can I be of the greatest service to people in 2018? What can I do? How can I show up? How can I be there? And the answer that came back was, you have to show the people how to shield themselves effortlessly, to blow up in the divine white light and be the light to the world that you were meant to be. So please, if you're a highly sensitive person and you're on the Facebook page, click join or like or follow. If you're on any of the other social media, if it appears, click like or follow or whatever. So when I post, you'll know it. Because this year you're going to need those shields to be at full tilt. That's where we're headed. That's where we're going. The energy in this world is going to rise up. Fear, 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 fear. And you've got to match it. Love, 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 love. And basically let it push you up. If you don't, it'll be a different experience. And I don't want to put any juju on that. Because if I told you it was going to be bad, you'd probably believe it. But it'll be a different experience. And no matter what choice you make, you will learn. But I ask you, which choice would you rather have? So that's a personal reveal for me. I normally don't go there and tell people that, yes, it can be challenging. It can be challenging. If you're in Denver, every Thursday at a bookstore called For Heaven's Sakes Books, I'm there in person. You're welcome to come by and ask me questions, give me a hug, meet me in person. I do one-to-one appointments there, so if you want to meet with me privately, make sure and get the store's number and call them very quickly, because I usually fill up, and I only have like 5 slots every Thursday, so you can imagine that I do fill up quite quickly. And I am there the second and fourth Friday of the month generally as well, so you might be able to book that as well. Anyways, so for those of you that joined late, the reason that I came on to talk was about the super blue blood moon. Okay, and what does that mean? Well, last night and tonight was a full moon. That's the first one of the month, and then at the end of January we have a supermoon, which is where it comes really close into the planet. We also have it as a blue moon, because it's the second full moon of the month, and then we also have a total lunar eclipse. So what is that going to mean? That means it's time to get on board now with changing yourself, with stepping up, leaving your comfort zone, aiming higher, and getting out there no matter how much anxiety that you feel. All right, if you have any questions, please type them in the comments down below, because I will be answering live questions here in a minute. So I was also revealing that a couple of weeks ago when I was with my assistant, we were planning on what I was going to do for the rest of the year. By the time we got to the end of that mapped out, my anxiety level was so high, my stomach's in such knots, I thought I was going to get a migraine headache. And what is the reason for that? Because I'm pushing against that new terrain, that new space and being, and I'm leaving behind old behavioral patterns. And that requires some pretty hardcore determination and working with God's Spirit or Source and asking for that divine help. And right now, make a list of things that are coming up in your face, what's causing you anxiety, whether it's people, places, things, and really have a look at that. And then look back to see where that came from. Ask God's Spirit or Source to help you. You know, where did that come from in my life? You know, did I experience that when I was a child, in my teens, my 20s, and now it's coming up again because this moon yesterday and today and all the crazy dreams we've been having is to push that stuff from our subconscious mind to our conscious mind. And that is happening because you have an electromagnetic frequency in your body, and in your brain you have synaptic or synaptic nerves, and they're accessing things, and they run on salt, water, and electric, and the moon affects the tide, which is salt, water, and electric. So if it does that to a big, huge ocean tide, what makes you think you're escaping that? You're not. And that's the way God's Spirit or Source set it up. There's nothing magical about it. There's nothing woo-woo about it. It's time for us to come into the understanding that no matter what background we've come from, no matter what religion we were raised in, there is a divine purpose for us to be here, and it's bigger than all of us think it is. It's a universal one source and creating this beautiful planet for us to live on and experience. And these are the times that we're being called forward to rise above fear and fear-mongering. Turn off the negative programming. Unplug yourself. I love Facebook. I really do. And sometimes at night when I look at my personal feed, I see negative, 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 positive, negative, 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 positive. So I'm calling on you to look for positive things on your Facebook feed and share them. Okay? Let's put positive things in our feed. Perhaps little dogs doing funny things, or people that rescue other people, or just loving things, because the more we get that in our feed, the more people are scrolling. Do you know that a lot of people scroll through Facebook because they're lonely, because they're highly sensitive, and it's like they don't want to get out in public and have to navigate all that energy? I blame them. So they do it here, right? Because they can turn it off when they want to. So put something positive in there. Make a challenge, on your Facebook page, your own personal page. Challenge your friends to say good, positive things for 28 days straight. One of my friends recently did a GIF Uno is what she called it. And so she posted a picture, and then you'd have to push the gift and find something that matched the one that she had posted. And she didn't say to make it all positive, but that's pretty much what it turned out to be. And it's been fun and exciting to play. And then someone else posted a picture of a woman, sparkly and happy, and it said, post something below that your mother said to you. And do you know, when I read, I think it was like 38 comments, there wasn't one comment on there, not one, that was positive about what their mother told them. And that's sad. Does that mean that we all had bad childhoods because of our mothers, or did we only remember the negative things they said and not the positive? Where does that say that your programming is in your mind, right? Not pointing any fingers. I have my own issues. So, are there any questions? Can you please post them now? Okay, while I'm waiting for questions, this is the supermoon. Basically, we have a moon tonight, which is full, and then one on the end of the month. And so this is the time for you to make a list about what's bothering you, what you'd like to put outside of your life, what you'd like to keep inside your life, and how to take steps to work towards that. Okay, put out of your life the things that don't honor you or aren't any good anymore. I mean, yes, there's some things that we all don't enjoy that we have to have in our lives, necessary things. There's other things we don't, and most of them are thoughts. Okay? Put happy thoughts in your mind. And don't say to me, oh, Deanna, my life is so terrible. I can't possibly put a happy thought in my mind. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. God loves you. In case you don't know that, if you feel like you're not loved, or you're unwanted, or you've been put to the side, or disrespected, or ditched, there's a creator source of all that does love you 24/7, even though you can't get a lovey hug. And all you have to do is cry out and say, this is what I desire. Please bring this into my life, and then walk forward in faith. And I had a friend of mine who said, you can't pray your way to making 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 figures. And that's true. Because faith without works is nothing. So what does that mean? Faith is the connection to God, Spirit, or Source. Works is what you do with your physical body. Right? I would love to have 4-pack abs, but if I don't do sit-ups and crunches and burpees every day, it is not happening. I can't shift energy to get the weight to go away. It takes action. But I have the faith, which means no fear. But if I do what's necessary, I will get there. And please don't tell me that your situation is so bad that you can't find a positive, happy thought. If you can't, I suggest you get a book on positive thoughts or Google positive thoughts. And those negative thoughts will come in. They will do a battle with the positive ones, but let the positive ones win. If you need it, get a mantra. I used to have a mantra of, I am divinely blessed. I am divinely blessed. Everything appearing in front of me is not the best and greatest, but I am divinely blessed as I step forward each day. I love myself. I love myself. And sometimes I would repeat it and try to drown out the negativity, but find out what it's from. Negativity can come from hormonal imbalance. It can come from different parts of your body not working well. It can just come from depression. It can come from being highly sensitive and absorbing other people's poop and then having to process through that your own body. But this is the year. God, Spirit, Source is reaching out to you, especially if you're watching this video right now, and asking you to take a step forward. Claim your life. Claim your joy. Shed the poop. And I'm here to help you. Sincerely. That's the mission I've been given in 2018 by the boss. It's to be a light to other lights. And to help them clean themselves off, learn how to flow divine love, and put an effortless shield out. If you can flow that divine love in and show it out, it goes out. It's not like an ocean tide where it comes back and forth. It just goes out and washes away all the negativity of other people from you. It's that simple. All right. Anybody else have questions? You could please put them in the feed. Again, my website is toolsofenergyprotection.com. If you're not a big Facebooker, there are other channels that I'm on, Instagram and some other ones. You can click over on toolsofenergyprotection.com, click on contact, and there's all my social media there. I do post an article on my website at least once a week. That's another thing I've been asked to be more loyal to. It's putting up those articles so people know they're not nuts. Any questions? You're welcome. Somebody said, thank you, you're welcome. One of the things I found, I've been in this business 11 years, and I have seen 6,500 people one-to-one appointments, either in my office or by Skype or by phone. And one thing I've learned is that when people are quiet, it either means they're contemplating everything I've said or I haven't done a good job. Okay, I did get one question. It says, do you have any availability for this week? Thank you so much for that question. Yes. My appointment book, where you can schedule an appointment with me one-to-one via Skype, or I have a private thing called Zoom or FaceTime or the phone or the bookstore if you want to come to Denver. If you go to tools, T-O-O-L-S, of energyprotection.com and click on Work With Me, and there's a link for appointments. That'll bring up my book, and you can pick out your appointment there. And yes, I do have availability this week, believe it or not. I think it's because everybody's still coming back from vacation. All right, that looks like it. So I'm going to leave you with this last bit. Super blue blood moon, that's the name of it. And that means that we have a full moon on the last day of the month. We have a total eclipse on the last of this month, and it's also a blue moon, all right? Super just means it's close. And so if you take the time tonight or tomorrow to write down what it is you'd like to get out of your life and really focus on it, get some help, either an appointment with me, we'll do an energy shift, or get some counseling from a counselor, a minister, somebody of your choice, map out where you'd like to go, face that trajectory where you would like for it to go, draw a target, get moving, and work on it. And all the work that you do internally, by the end of this month, when that next full moon hits, it's going to lift you up and separate you from everything else you left behind. So all you got to do is get it ready. It's a bit like hanging laundry in the old days on a line, and it'll dry. And then you can take it into the house. And that's what this is all about. Let's see here. Okay, well, it looks like I'm doing pretty good. I'm getting some love things going across the bottom of the screen. That's great. So I leave you all with love. If you truly need the help, ask God, Spirit, or Source to send you that help that you need, and then walk forward in faith knowing it's coming. And just a little hint for you, the help usually ends up right under your nose. Where you can't see it. It's right there, and you just got to go, oh, here it is. It's simple. Please don't make it complicated. Please don't. Please don't put blocks up in front of yourself. There's enough blocks in this world without you tripping your own self up. Just tie your shoes. Anyway, Thank you again all for sticking around for 40 minutes and listening. Please feel free to reach out to me. You can comment on this page if you like, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Watch what's going on in your life with your money. Watch what's going on with your life purpose, with children who are 10, 12, and 13 years of age. Just be aware. If you have any shame in your life that you've been holding inside and beating yourself up with, now is the time to get rid of that. You are forgiven. Even if people hate you because of what you did, ask God's Spirit or Source for forgiveness, and ask God's Spirit or Source to put His hand on their heart to forgive you if they can. It is not up to you to force somebody to forgive you. And no, you're not the same person that you were years ago. And if they're still holding hurt and anger against you, that's something they have to work through. But you can ask God's Spirit or Source to help them and surround them with angels of love and light. Please be careful if you're abusing your health because you hate yourself. I know that's awful to say, but when people don't love themselves, they don't get enough sleep, and that's not counting the silly moon that's been happening lately. They don't drink enough water. They don't eat proper food. They don't get exercise. Those are things that we do when we don't love ourselves and we're not even aware of it. It's just normal. Eating disorders can be patterned from parents, and it doesn't have to be where you eat so much and then you purge, or you don't feed yourself well and you starve yourself. I've seen people do those things, and it's not necessarily that deep. Health abuse can be as simple as your parents didn't prepare meals, you ate every meal out, and so you think that's normal and that's what you do. You're not getting the vegetables and green leafy stuff that you need by doing that. Some people get up in the morning and they have the breakfast of champions, which is a cup of coffee. All that does is mess with your amygdala. Well, I think it's back here, your amygdala. Put you in a fight or flight situation, doesn't set you up for a good day. Not getting enough water hurts your joints and causes them to be achy when you get older. Yuck. So begin to love yourself. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me, toolsofenergyprotection.com, or right here on Facebook. You can message me and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Big love. Mwah. Take this energy of this beautiful moon that we got tonight, drink it in, have it help you, propel you forward. Just drink it in and say, I'm ready to go. Get your pen or pencil and make your list and see what it is you need to work on this year. Write it out throughout the months if you can, at least 2 or 3 months out, if that's all you can do, and get busy, get going, because when this last moon comes, it's going to push whatever you set in place. So it's a bit like playing the lottery, only you know you're going to win. So if you put in $100, the universe is going to return $1,000, not literally with the lottery, mind you, but with your energy and what you're doing. So anyways, have a great and super night. Thank you for joining me. Big hugs and kisses. Night, night.